Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube viewers. We're here at AIMD on board sunny NAF Atsugi, Japan, with our Sailor of the Week, LS2 Surface Warfare Alexander Stanchly, and Master Chief Duncan. So before we started the show, you had mentioned to me that your home of record is Alabama, but you originally were born in Germany. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your childhood in Germany and how you moved to Alabama?
Well, I mean, growing up like anyone else in Germany, enjoyed sports, watching lots of American shows, and then my dad was actually had the opportunity of being stationed in America, and he was like, "You coming with me?" And when he had to return, I was like, "I'm staying." So,
awesome. So when I looked at your bio before I came over here, I was expecting a southern accent from Alabama, and a little bit surprised to hear the German accent in you. So
a distinct German accent.
Distinct German accent, sprinkled with a little bit of southern accent. So tell me a little bit about living in Alabama compared to Germany. What did you like about that, or what didn't you like about Alabama?
It was quite a culture shock. I mean, considering I was learning in Germany Oxford English and I went to Alabama, I had a hard time understanding the accent because it's very thick and very southern. But
it's definitely not Oxford.
It's very warm there, but the people are relatively nice.
Absolutely. I went through some flight training at Flight Safety International in Dothan, Alabama, just about an hour north of Pensacola, and to a person, everybody went out of their way to be friendly. It was great, much like living in Japan. Speaking of Japan, how do you like living in Japan?
I love it. I mean, before I came over here, I was already an avid lover of electronics and anime, so I'm in heaven now.
Awesome. So there's an anime section in Tokyo. Is it called Harajuku?
Akihabara, sir.
Akihabara. No, that's an electronic section. That's anime section.
Is Akihabara as well,
Akihabara as well. Okay. How do you like that?
It's great. Heaven.
Is that your favorite place to go to?
Within Tokyo, yes.
Awesome. So growing up in Germany, did you play football, also known as soccer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did play it for a little while, but I kind of grew out of that once I got my computer.
Okay. So you like putting together computers. Are you working on one now, or do you build them and sell them, or is it more of a hobby?
It's more like a hobby. Right now, I'm upgrading my children's computers. My wife ended up getting new guts, so everyone else gets an upgrade.
Awesome. And you have 2 children?
That's correct.
Awesome. What are their names?
Hannah and Ash.
Okay, great. Before we go into the news, Master Chief, you got anything you want to bring up?
Well, I'll wait till we're midway through the show to talk about some things, sir.
Okay.
But definitely some things that we need to discuss.
Okay, great. Well, let's go into the photo submission part of the news.
All right, sir. NAF Atsugi Public Affairs Office is accepting photo submissions from around the base to input into the Skywriter newsletter. Anyone can submit a photo, doesn't have to be professional. If you attended a cool tour or a festival and have photos, please submit. Submissions can be sent to at-pao@fe.navy.mil. Please make sure that photos are no bigger than 1 megabyte in size.
Mount Fuji Climb Safety Briefs. All personnel participating in Mount Fuji climb tours must attend a mandatory safety brief prior to their tour date. The last safety brief will be held on Wednesday, August 21st from noon till 12:30 at the NAF Safety Classroom 109 in Building 146 next to the CDC. For more information, please call or stop by at the ITT Office Building 978, DSN 3770.
Okay, we have a couple closures coming up. The next Flightline Diner will be closed until Friday, August 9th due to a broken water line that needs to be repaired. Once again, the date that is closed until is Friday, August 9th. Also, the main gate's going to be closed on Saturday, August 10th due to scheduled maintenance on both the inbound and outbound traffic lanes. That is going to be from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to have the West Gate open, so maybe add about 10 to 15 minutes to your commute time if you need to go out through the West Gate.
All right, Bonadori. NAF Atsugi is hosting the annual American Festival and Bonadori on Saturday, August the 17th from 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Taylor Field and Alliance Park. In case of rain, the event would be moved to Sunday, August 18th. For Japanese guests wanting to come on base, please call 0467-782664. For more information, please visit the NAF Atsugi Facebook page, base information channel, or call 264-3201.
School news. The annual Back to School Fashion Show and Information Fair will be held in Club Trilogy on Thursday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For any question regarding this event, please call 264-4174 or 3372.
Okay. We have an upcoming comedy show on August 9th at Club Trilogy. It's an adult comedy show, so please do not bring your children. If you do, maybe you need to bring some earmuffs so they don't hear the adult humor that's coming out of these three famous comedians. More information on that, you can go to our NAF Atsugi Facebook page. Also, the day after that, we have the Aloha Pool Party on August 10th. Bring your kids for a splashingly good time. Kind of an outdoor carnival / circus at the pool. That's going to be from 1600 to 2030, and the pool is going to open at 1400 there. There's going to be a dive-in movie, Lilo and Stitch, which I know, Master Chief, you've seen at least a dozen times with all the kids that you have. It's one of your favorites. You have a copy in your office. Looking forward, on September 7th, we have a sprint triathlon. Might be a little bit late in the game to start training for that sprint triathlon, but if you are an avid triathlete, a sprint triathlon is a good way to exercise. It's not an Ironman, so it is about half the distance of an Ironman triathlon. Before you go into a break, I see that you went through A School in Meridian, Mississippi, and you served on board the USS Barry, which is a destroyer. Was that in Norfolk?
Yes, sir.
So you're on shore duty in Japan working for an aviation detachment, but you initially were on a DDG out of Norfolk. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the difference in the surface warfare community and the aviation community? Like, what did you like about serving on board the USS Barry?
Well, sir, I really enjoyed starting out with like a small boys, they call them, surface only as well. The beauty on it is that you actually have the ability of learning a lot. You're in a small office. There's not a lot of people, so you basically learn a lot of different aspects of the job. You also learn a lot about other things, which I heard on big decks you're not really that much into, especially if you're in a detachment or something. You don't participate in damage controls and such things. So I'm really glad I'm in the aviation side now, because you can learn other things as well. I mean, it's quite interesting, and once you stop learning, I believe you're done with the Navy.
Absolutely. How about port visits on the USS Barry? You guys do med cruises or
Absolutely,
South America?
sir.
Yeah. So,
lots of med cruises.
So Palma de Mallorca, you pull in the Lisbon, Confrance, any of those, or more small ports?
More like the small ports, sir, or the standard Navy ports.
Yeah, so me being a carrier aviator, the standard Navy ports are the Palma de Mallorca, the Lisbon, Portugal, Naples, Italy. You know, we're very limited on where we can take an aircraft carrier due to the nuclear propulsion and the explosives on board. But being on a small boy, you get to see some pretty cool things. So what was your favorite port in the Med that you went into?
That is it's a very good question, sir.
You probably never went around north to the northern ports up.
Actually, I did, sir, and I believe Oslo. Yes, it was a long sea and anchor, but
Yeah,
it's beautiful just driving through those fjords.
that's great. Awesome. Did you get to see your relatives in Germany at all when you went into Oslo?
No, sir.
No.
I was never as fortunate as actually stopping in Germany for a port call.
Okay. I didn't know if you took any leave at all when you pulled into Oslo and made a trip back to the homeland.
It was a limited time, so
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take our break and give the folks from MWR a chance to tell us what's happening.
Join us at Cinema 77 for our first Kids Day movie featuring the premiere of Planes. The movie will begin at 5:30 p.m. and tickets are $3 for adults, $2 for kids 6 to 11, and free for 5 and under. Save money by purchasing the Kids Day combo for $4.50, which includes kids movie ticket, small popcorn, and small fountain drink or Capri Sun. Need a good laugh? Join us on Friday, August 9th at Club Trilogy as the Armed Forces Entertainment presents Before They Made You Laugh, live comedy stand-up. This free show will be from 8 to 10 p.m. and is adults only. Have a splashing good time on Saturday, August 10th at our Aloha Family Pool Party. This free event will be held at the outdoor pool from 4 to 9:30 p.m. and welcomes all families for games and contests, free food, island-style entertainment, and a dive-in movie featuring Lilo and Stitch. Join us on next Saturday, August 17th, as we open the gates for our annual American Festival in Bonadori. This year we'll be holding a celebration at Taylor Field and Alliance Park from noon to 8:30 p.m. Come out and enjoy live entertainment, food, taiko performances, and of course, bond dancing. Throughout the month of August, the ACC will be offering blue plate specials along with their daily lunch buffets. These specials includes the entree of the day, side salad, and bottomless lemonade, iced tea, or coffee. Now back to Captain's Call.
All right, good morning. We're back at the Aviation Support Division at Commander Fleet Air Forward on board lovely NAF Atsugi, Japan, for another edition of Captain's Call with our Sailor of the Week, LS2 Alexander Stanchly, originally from Germany, home of record in Alabama. So what's it like working for ASD?
Sir, it's a good job. We support the 5th and the 7th Fleet Aviation detachments. It's a heavy relating computer job. I mean, we monitor messages and stuff, and we are operating in many time zones, as you can see on the clock in the back there. So, it's a good job, and it is demanding, but not physical hard labor.
That's good. And you probably look forward to getting home and seeing your kids at the end of the day, huh?
Absolutely, sir.
Oh, that's great. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Carrier Air Wing 5 and CTF 72, just finishing up a Talisman Sabre exercise down in Australia. Heard the exercise was fantastic. Well done. Bravo, Zulu. Okay, let's go into the concerns of the week.
Oh, yes, sir. We got a good one for this week. Atsugi MWR makes all this money, especially from the golf course, who invites Japanese nationals on base so they can pay for cheaper prices. But in actuality, it's a higher price than the military folks on base, and the Japanese nationals pay more in actuality compared to the military personnel. They always fill up the spots for reservations. This is morale, welfare, and recreation for active, retired, and dependents. We should have priorities. Nothing against our Japanese counterparts, as they do work on base, but they should develop a plan where military dependents have priorities using these facilities, especially on the golf course. And on another note, all of this money that they're making from the golf course. When was the last time we had bingo? All of the other bases have regularly scheduled bingo events. How come we don't have any? Even poker games. Instead, Atsugi spends their money on what's called beautification. And they have all these projects on base, so much for telling us to cut down our power usage on base due to sequestration and furloughs. That is all.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Master Chief. This is my concern, so I'll admit to that now. I'm the guy who put this in. Just kidding. Yeah,
it was about to get it, sir.
No, it was not me. So, a couple of notes. Per the U.S. Forces Japan Instruction 34 TAC 202, Japanese nationals are authorized by an installation commanding officer to use the MWR golf course. Tee times are always held available for SOFA members. However, you need to plan in advance, okay? On a Saturday morning, you can't expect to show up at 0800 and expect to immediately get a tee time. So call in advance, get a tee time. Talking about bingo, although I do love bingo, bingo operations were ceased in 2011 because they were no longer self-sufficient. Additionally, the gaming program at Atsugi has been terminated, and all gaming devices have been turned over to the U.S. Army for operation. The follow-up manager at MWR is Mr. Thomas Durning. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Yes, sir. And you'll also notice that the termination of the bingo program came at a bad time. Okay, this was right after the earthquake and Operation Tomodachi, and I agree 100% with Mr. Durning from MWR. The reason that we stopped playing bingo is because you stopped coming. Okay, so let's call it what it is. So that's all I got, sir.
Okay. Let's go into the...
That's our only concern we have.
Only concern.
Yes, sir.
All right. We won't talk about that. All right. Let's go into the Bravo Zulu.
Bravo Zulu to security. I want to give out a huge Bravo Zulu to Atsugi Security Department for National Night Out last night. It was a great time for the family. My little ones really enjoyed it. Thanks to all the parties involved, and a job well done, security.
Okay, before we close out the show, just want to piggyback on the National Night Out. Master Chief and I were able to go over there. It was quite a big event. It's been going on for 30 years, so 30th anniversary. It's a 13th annual NAF Atsugi National Night Out. Our security department ran it in conjunction with DARE. We invited the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force. The cities of Ayase and Yamato brought some fire trucks, police cars, and the famous Japanese motorcycle police came in their blue uniforms, kind of like Chips back in the day when you were a kid growing up, but instead of a brown and blue uniform, they were just kind of a baby blue color with white leather. Looked great. Yamato also had a big ladder truck, and I went over there to check that guy out and thought I could get a lift up in the ladder and a little bucket at the end of it. Thought maybe I'd go up 10 or 20 feet. Next thing you know, I'm up 30 meters and strapped in with a helmet. I don't think the helmet would really have helped me if I fell out of that thing from that height, but it was great. So good turnout, security, Bravo Zulu, job well done. All right, CMC, a little something more serious here going on here at NAF Atsugi?
Yes, sir. It's not often that we have to speak on some subjects, but sometimes when the situation warrants, it's my obligation to speak up about it. Okay, as of late, we've had a real huge spike in drinking and driving offenses, especially from our civilian and dependent population here at Atsugi. I'm just going to be blunt with you. That's just not the right thing to do. We here at NAFA Command, and also from the security department, we are obligated, to provide you the best customer service to protect you, not just the community on board, but also the community out the gate. And this is something that the Atsugi Command, the Atsugi community at large, this is what you demand from us, all right, and we provide that. Now, there's also some issues or some people who are dissatisfied with the way that we do our alcohol sobriety tests. Okay, and these are all completely random. You may find a way to game the sobriety test, or you may find a way to just absolutely refuse to take it, and that's all well and good. But I just have to warn you that there are repercussions for that. The simple fact of the matter is that we just want the Atsugi community to just comply and help us protect everyone that's here. The last thing we need is someone get into an accident, whether it be on board or whether it be outside the gate. All right. We're just simply asking you, just like you ask of us, do your civic duty. Okay, don't drink and drive.
Yeah, I have noticed a spike in drinking and driving here on base. With that being said, there's some rumors going around of some different ways to game the system as far as claiming you have a medical condition with asthma. Yeah, you can probably get out of a sobriety test by saying that, but we're going to make you produce the medical evidence, i.e. that you see your medical record, not, hey, you rush over to talk to your doctor and say, please write me a chit saying I have a medical problem. We need to see the history of your medical problem. So there really is no good way to game the system. We bring this up every Monday morning in our area orientation brief, and we talk about the .03 alcohol, blood alcohol limit. Our CO, big guy, 240 pounds, went over and drank one chew high, and then within 20 minutes he blew a .03, which is a legal limit here in Japan. I have not subjected myself to that yet. I'd imagine if I drank it, it would probably be a .05, .06. The point is if some alcohol touches your mouth, don't drive. There's really no need to drive. There's mass transit that'll get you everywhere. We're working on an initiative to get a taxi company here on base, so you'll be able to call and meet them over there by the little statue of General MacArthur to take you anywhere you want to go out in town. So there's really no excuse for this. All right, phone a friend, call me, email me. My phone's on all night, but I will not pass out my phone number on Facebook. All right? Anything else you want to add to that, Master Chief?
Again, you alluded to, there's tons of resources here on board. Call somebody, call security, call a friend. Okay, just don't play the risk. We do better than 1,200 sobriety checks every quarter. So that's better than 300 every single month. And as I always say at AOB ICR, it's not a question of if we're going to catch you. It's a question of when we're going to catch you. And we will catch you. So just don't do it. One, and you're done.
Okay. LS2, great job.
Thank you,
Well
sir.
done, Bravo Zulu, and congratulations on being the Star of the Week. Okay. ASD, great job. You have a great facility here. You share the building with AIMD. Nice job. Appreciate you having us over here. Okay.